By the way, this is the second part of the session on September the 22nd for the course ELT 125, section 3. All right. I know that you may not have finished, but still you may have, I don't know, maybe 5 examples already. So we're going to start with whoever feels more most comfortable with sharing. A volunteer. And then my second option would be to ask someone who has already finished. Right, Sted?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to stop sharing so you can share your examples and you can read them aloud. Or you can ask someone else to read them. That's totally up to you. You are in charge.
Oh, okay. Can I share my screen?
Yes,
So
please.
I'm sharing my screen. Can you see? Okay.
Yes.
I'm going to read the first one, and then Camilo Roa going to read the the, the second one, the second table. I mean, second table. Okay. With the suffix "eos," I written the mixture was homogeneous. So the suffix is right there in highlight. So the second one is graphy. My mother read the biography of her favorite singer. So the suffix is graphy in biography. And EL, the baronial was very kind. The suffix is highlight. With the Ian, there was a lot of confusion about the wedding dress he was wearing, so the suffix also highlight. And finally, the food is one of the basic needs for survival, so the highlight is the suffix "ik." So Camilo Roa wants to read.
Yeah. On the second table, we have the suffix able, and the phrase is "I'll let you know when she's available to talk." And there, the suffix is able. It is highlighted with blue. The second one is hood. He was very happy in his childhood. On the blue segment there, H, there was a big sabotage at the Congress. With the suffix less, we have he was homeless for a long time with less highlighted, and re. The introductory class was boring.
Julian wants to read the last table, please.
Yes, give me a second, please. Give me a second. Okay. The last one? Yeah? It's quite slow.
Yeah, the last one.
It's more. I even can see that. Okay. I think it's with. Can you hear me? Right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes.
Yeah, the last one table.
Okay. With EE, the less given. Can you put it a little bigger? I can't see it. I don't know why. Yeah, right. Perfect. Thank you. Okay. The with EE, I can see that the C give us one month free to live in the fact, and with S with ESE with ESE, the Japanese restaurant is the best in the city. With the suffix ETTE, we have the example of the suffragist, I don't know how to pronounce that, went to vote for a provocateur in the constitution. With S, with ESQUE suffix, we have the painting and music were so romantic. I don't know, maybe. Yeah.
All right, thank you very much for I don't want you to stop sharing, Esther. I want you to keep sharing your
Okay,
examples.
I give you the host, so I'm sorry. You
That's all
need
right.
to.
That's all right. I didn't tell you that before. Thank you, Camilo and Jolie, for participating. So the idea of learning about these suffixes is that we can sort of predict how the word is going to behave. Even though we have not seen the word before, we might sort of predict the behavior in terms of pronunciation. Um, homogeneous was the first one, right? The mixture was homogeneous. Biography was the second one, right? Biography, the a syllable before the suffix there. Very good examples. Now, this one, the baronial, was very kind. I think baronial is an adjective, so I'm not so sure about baronial. I think it's an adjective. So the baronial something.
Baron.
So what?
Baron.
Baron, yes, Baron. So the Baron was very kind. I would say that that would be a good word in that particular context. Confusion, good. Basic, excellent. Available, excellent. Childhood, excellent. There was a big. How do you pronounce that word ending in age? How do you pronounce that one? I always keep forgetting that.
Sabotage.
Okay. Sabotage, right? It's a very interesting word. Sabotage, right? Homeless is good. Introductory, excellent. And then Esther included in her last table all these e, s, et, and esk, which, if you remember, are the suffixes which attract the stress, right? So the lycée, the Japanese, the suffragette, and Romanesque. Okay, so lycée, Japanese, suffragette, and Romanesque. I had never seen, for example, the word, the last one, but I know that esque is a suffix that attracts the stress. So I would read it Romanesque. Okay, the same thing with suffragette. I have seen this before, but if I have never seen this word before, I would say suffragette. I mean, it should be now a familiar suffix for you, and you should know that if you see it, then probably the stress is going to go on that specific syllable. Okay, lycée and Japanese, very, very good examples. Even though we're going to revisit this example, the Japanese restaurant, it's a very good example. We're going to visit it again because there's a change, a stress shift that we're going to discuss later, not now, because now what I want you to remember is through Esther's examples is that some suffixes attract the stress, but others do not. They just, I think, William, do you have a question? Do you have a comment?
Nothing at the moment, nothing.
Okay, all righty. Thank you very much, Esther, for your examples and exercise. Clap. Very good. Thank you. Anyone interested in sharing? Sharing is caring. If you share, you become a better person. You're one step closer to heaven. If you volunteer, you become a better person.
Maybe people is shy, teacher.
I know, I know, I know. It takes a while, but not you, Nelson, right?
No.
Okay, Nelson, share whenever you want.
So you can see my screen.
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you. So I just made 5. As you can see here, I use village, freedom, childhood, brutality, and useful. So here I have 5 sentences. Okay, I forgot something here, but I think it's not important now. So in the first sentence, I write they lived in a small village in the hills. In the next one, freedom of speech is an important basis of democracy. His childhood, it's the word that I supposed to do that, was difficult because his father was an alcoholic. The prisoner protested against the brutality of his treatment. And the last one, thanks for that useful information. I think it's the end of this little and short presentation, teacher.
Thank you so much, Nelson. Thank you very much. Can you share again, please?
Sure.
Thank you so much. They were very good examples. So you have village, freedom, childhood, brutality, and useful. All right, all right. Useful, coming from useful. The stress remains on the same place, right? The same syllable. Brutality. What's the word that, what's the root for brutality? Brutality. Brutal? Is it brutal?
Yes, teacher.
Yes.
Here. I mean, I
Okay.
use this part.
Mm-hmm. All right. Freedom, free. Excellent. And I liked also a word that you used. I mean, I like it because of the pronunciation changes, the stress shift. If you see in Nelson's third example, his childhood was difficult because his father was an alcoholic. The word alcoholic comes from alcohol, right? So if you pronounce the word alcohol, you have to stress the first syllable, alcohol, alcohol. The second vowel sound is a schwa, by the way. Alcohol, right? That's the stress falls onto this the first syllable, alcohol. But if you say the adjective alcoholic, alcoholic, there's a shift of the stress to a different syllable. Okay, so that's also a very good example how stress shifts when you're adding some suffixes. So thank you very much. Very, very good examples. I really like them, Nelson. Thank you so much for sharing. One
Okay,
step
teacher.
closer. One step closer to heaven. Any other volunteer?
Teacher, I would like to, but I haven't finished yet. I just only have 2 examples of each suffix. It
No
doesn't
problem.
matter?
No. Go on.
No. Go on. Give me, okay. Let me copy that last one. Or no, okay. This last one. And I will. Give me some second. It was here.
Professor,
William.
could
Could
you
you
show us again
show us again
your PPT,
your
please?
PPT, please?
Sure.
Sure.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. I will share screen now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Uh, can you see it, teacher?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Perfect. So I'm going to try to put it a little bigger. Okay, I can't. Oh, there you go. I can't. There you go. So I started with that part, and age is like the images. We have the example in these plants need a sunny spot with a good damages. It's like this the example. And then with the same one, we have another example of phaneges. It's like the pronunciation, I think. There is a tree in orphanages and a musical library. It's like the example. And then we have a marriage. She went to live in another state after the breakup of the marriage. Then we have outstage. The radio news reported power outages affecting 50 homes. Then we have the another word is salvage. Sorry. After the fire, there wasn't much furniture left of salvaging. Oh my god. And then we have here with food. I just prepared that, teacher, because I didn't have much time to finish it all. So hopefully it's a good example. We have handful with the suffix full. We have handful. He put out a handful of coins from his a pocket. Then we have pray for, like another example. A pray for a exchange of insults, hopeful, and we have the example of he was hopeful about the outcome of the meeting. Skillful police officer have to skillful drivers. Thankful. That was thankful that the meeting didn't last long because I had to get home. I didn't finish all, teacher, but I will be working on that and I will do it better than I have it. So I don't know. I think that's it.
All right. Alrighty. Now, leave that on, please. Do not stop sharing, right?
Okay.
Okay. Now, I have to silence your microphone a little bit, Jolie, because I'm hearing.
Go ahead.
Sorry about. Thank you, Jolie, because I was speaking, I was listening to myself, and I was no, I can't follow my own thoughts. So I really appreciate you because you're very brave. You're always volunteering and you're always willing to go one step beyond. All right, and I really like you included the transcription, the phonetic transcription, which is quite useful. You used the words drainage. Drainage, if you can make it a little bit larger, we can see that the primary stress is on the first syllable, drainage. And even if we read this suffix, this word actually, we read it as H, H, I mean, individually, isolated, H, but as a suffix, it should be ich. So drainage, village, right? And any of the words containing this in the last segment of the word, it should be ich, not H, right? Drainage, no, drainage. Again here, orphanage, orphanage. So the first syllable is the one stressed. As we can see here, I still have good eyes, so I can see that there's a primary stress in this first syllable, orphanage. And you have the same pronunciation for the suffix in both words. Same thing in marriage, marriage, and outage, outage. So all of these words should rhyme. Drainage, orphanage, marriage, outage. All of them should have the same ending. Okay, the same ending. Very good examples. The radio news reported power outages. Outage becomes outages because it's, you know, pluralized. Outages affecting 50 homes. And then you chose salvage. Salvage rhymes with outage, marriage, orphanage. Okay. And then you used fool, handful, playful, hopeful, skillful, unthankful with very good examples. And I insist, I really liked that you included the phonetic transcription, so we can rely on the phonetic transcription, even if we don't know, the pronunciation. It's quite helpful to see this in between slashes. Okay, so thank you very much, Jolie, for sharing your task to the rest of the class. Okay, thank you so much.
Okay,
Thank you so much.
Alrighty.
William.
William.
Yes. Oh, my head blew up with this with this stuff.
It's crazy stuff.
Yeah.
So if you have any questions, any of you, right? Any of you, particularly if you have been listening and maybe you may have questions, comments. So William, are you going to introduce your examples?
Excuse me?
Are you sharing now?
Yeah.
Okay. So William is going to be the last one to share the task, and the rest of you, please prepare your presentation for next session. William.
Okay. I think I understand in the form of the task different. How understood my my friend Julian. So my head. Okay. The first 5 are the first group of your PPT professor.
Okay.
Mathematics. The book was in 2 parts. The first part philosophical, the second dealing with mathematics and the natural sciences. Radiography. X-ray radiography of the implosion was used to verifying that the system behaves in general as designed. Insufficient. Example, there was insufficient evidence, so we had to find him to guilty. Patience. The patient derives from understanding that the intervention will have little impact if it is forcibly imposed an insight that develops during a speaker's life. And finally, of the fifth group, affective. He has not affective ties to his family. The second group, the first example is Irish. The Irish lives in Ireland. Second, accomplishment. Getting the two leaders to sign a peace treaty was his greatest accomplishment. Loveliness. She was a vision of loveliness in a wedding dress. Brotherhood. The various groups eventually fuse into a single brotherhood. And finally, of this second group, otherwise. The police believe he's the type, but all the evidence suggests otherwise. So the final group, the third group, attendee. Both hotel staff and attendees should practice effective hand washing after using the bathroom. Nominee. He's a nominee for Best Actor. Marshallese. The Marshallese live in Marshall. Cassette. He inserted the cassette and pressed the play button. And I don't know what is the meaning of this word, but I think it's a usual surname in Europe. Kafkisk. Walking there was like being trapped in a Kafki's nightmare. Thanks for your attention.
All right. All right. Very well done, William. I really appreciate. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the task more difficult in all the class online in this year.
Sorry about that. Okay, hopefully not the most boring one. Can you okay, Kafkaesque, it comes from Franz Kafka, which is a writer, right? So in the previous one, I think Kafkaesque, cassette, Marshallese, but don't stop sharing, keep sharing. Thank you. So so you were reading these ones very good. Marshallese, cassette, Kafkaesque, but the first one, attendee and nominee, you failed to pronounce them, stressing the last syllable.
I think I read them. It's nominee, right?
Yes.
Nominee, attendee.
Exactly.
It's like a French pronunciation.
It sounds quite French. Exactly. It sounds quite French. So yes, and also if you scroll up a little bit, there's a sentence in which you included the word impact, patience, right there. The patience derives from understanding that the intervention will have little impact if it is forcibly imposed, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so we have the word impact there, and it's a noun. The intervention will have little impact because it's a noun. If you say impact, it's a verb. I don't know if it's clear. So we have little something, little, and you need a noun. So little impact. Okay. The exercises were very interesting. A little bit long, the first ones, but very clear. And yeah, because sometimes you were like, I don't know if this happens to anyone else in the room, but it was like okay at the beginning, but then I kind of lost my concentration on the word that you wanted us to focus on. But very good examples, very clear, particularly the last set. Very good. Appreciate the time, the interest, the time investment on this exercise for this quite difficult class for you. Okay.
Okay. Thank you for
Alrighty.
your good wishes.
Alrighty. Dear fellow students, future teachers of English, I think, God willing, we should be seeing each other on Thursday, if I'm not wrong. I think that classes are suspended in the for the afternoon sessions. So for next session on Thursday, some of you probably are going to share the examples that you were working with today. And I'm going to share a PowerPoint presentation that contains some aspects that are a little bit dry, have to do with syllables. And why is that? Because in Spanish it's quite easy to separate the syllables and to stress the syllables in general. Not because we're native speakers of Spanish, but in general, you just clap and you get it. Teléfono, estuche, pared, all the things that I'm looking at now. So it's easy, quite easy to divide syllables. Syllable division in Spanish is easy. But in Spanish, sometimes there could be one or even two ways to divide a syllable, and according to different theories. And the thing is that not one theory is 100% accurate. Sometimes the theories that we're going to cover will explain how some syllables behave and not others. Okay, it's going to be short. I'm going to send the presentation before. I think I am going to upload it to the LMS this evening, in case you want to take a look at it before the session. Okay, and after we see this sort of dry theory, we're going to review some. We're going to work with some exercises, of course, to make this more application and not just a theory-based lesson. Ladies and gentlemen, any comments or questions before we move on with our lives? Fernando, do you have a comment or question?
I have a doubt.
Yes, Steph?
What happened with the homework? What you did last class about the read about the read a text and then read the text that we chosen?
Yes, the idea for the texts or the one-page Word file that you're going to share with the rest of the class is that you bring it next session, that you read it first, that you take care of the different words that are there, because just like Esther did, you are going to read some sections of it, but also you're going to ask other classmates to read aloud. And then as you have prepared this before, you are going to be suggesting ways to pronounce the different words, okay? And of course, we're going to connect this with what we are covering, which is words that have a root, have suffixes or prefixes, and somehow how the point is how we can predict how a word is going to behave in terms of pronunciation. So I know that some of you already have it. I know that Elizabeth Loyola has it. Nelson, Camilo. I think Esther, you also have your own. And hopefully next session when we meet, let's see, on Thursday, we're going to meet in the morning. And next Tuesday, you're going to meet with Sophia. So Sophia might work with you with these readings, okay? If you send them to me, if you send the readings to me, I can share them with Sophia, or you can send them to Sophia and to my email. I think you all know Sophia's email address. Is that right?
I can write it down again if you want, maybe. So that's better.
Excellent. Thank you so much,
Teacher,
Sophia.
I have already sent it to you. I don't know if you have received it. Like my my homework.
Yeah, I received Elizabeth Loyola's and that's Camilo Roas, Nelson's as well. I have not received yours. If you have sent it to the institutional email account, have you send it to the institutional email account?
Yes, I did. Well, I will send it again, see if you didn't have it. So
I'm updating and it's not here.
I will send it again.
Professor?
So,
Thank you. Yes.
So we need to send it to your email or to Sophia's email, the text?
Yes. Yes, please. Send it to both Miss Sofia Antiquera's email address and to mine. And what's the point of this? Basically, the point of this is we're practicing and learning about pronunciation and how to predict pronunciation through some sort of rules that can be applied to words that contain suffixes and prefixes, right? But the point is, why not reading stuff that might be interesting for us, for you? So that's why you are going to supply these one-page Word files so we can read about texts or ideas that you are interested in. So now, you're not just expected to send this to Miss Sofia Gallardo or just to my email. You're expected also to prepare this in terms of checking all the words that you're not familiar with and prepare the pronunciation of these. So sort of you become experts about these, okay? So you can provide, pieces of advice, okay? That's the point. That's important. Not just send it. Send them the task and forget about the rest. No, study this, prepare this in case you get questions from your classmates about how to pronounce a specific word. Okay, that's the deal.
Professor?
Yes, William.
So we must send you right the text and Sophia and
Yes.
prepare our pronunciation for when you decide say us read the test.
Because I'm sure that many of you already have chosen the text, but have you prepared the text from, the point of view of pronunciation? Because what I think it could be a very useful idea or strategy, it would be to divide the group in not Teams, but the other one. What's the name of the other one? Not Teams, but Zoom, right? So we can go to Zoom. We subdivide the group into smaller groups, and one of you takes the leading role. For example, in one group you have Daniel Ibarra, you have Diana Marin, Nelson Parrao, and Elizabeth Loyola. One of you becomes the leader of the group, and that person reads some section, asks the rest to read, provides feedback in terms of pronunciation, correct pronunciation errors, right? And then we rearrange the groups and we have other groups with other members with other texts. Okay, that could be more exposition. More. Yes?
I have sent it to you again. I don't know if you can see it now. Check, please.
Sure, I'll get it. I got it right here. It says the topic. Okay.
Yes. Sorry about that.
No.
If you could explain and write, that would be amazing. Or heads don't wanna more information.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, try to be more, I mean, next time, this is a piece of advice for everyone, right? Try to be very specific in the topic of your email, the subject, okay? So, and now I'm going to download this immediately, but imagine that I get like 50 or 60 different mails from different courses. So I really need to know that this one belongs to, I don't know, ELT 115, section 3. This one from section 2. This is section 1. Okay. But I'm going to download them right now to put them in a folder so I don't get confused about which section is this task. Alrighty. Have a wonderful evening. I'll see you next session, which is next Thursday. Everything's clear about what you need to do? Is it clear?
Yep.
Yep. Alrighty. So I'll see you on Thursday. Enjoy the evening. Goodbye, everyone.
You too,
Bye.
Professor.
Stop
Bye.
recording this.